All right, so big day is over and it was absolutely incredible. Happy 2025, everybody. I am currently in my car because it's freezing this year. Last year wasn't too bad. This year I am freezing. It's about 20 degrees outside. So we're gonna start off the day by going to a forested habitat and seeing what birds we can find there. And then later today, I think we're gonna meet up with Hawken to start off the year. So should be an amazing adventure. Last year we got 43 species on the list. This year we're obviously hoping to start off the year even better. So as always, let's see what birds we can find. The only way to describe today's weather is dark and gloomy and not a lot of bird action so far. January is tough in the state of Utah for at least diversity and finding a lot of species. I was checking a lot of the hot spots without water in the state, and a lot of them only have like 70 species for the whole month of January all time. So it's gonna be tough finding these birds today, but we'll be out here looking for what we can find. First bird of the year, picked up spotted towhee. Did not get it on camera, but if I get it later today, it'll be on screen. And if not, I will throw up prior footage because we are tracking every single bird today. So spotted towhee was calling from the underbrush over there. That's a good first bird of the year. So super happy with that. Let's see what other birds we can find today. Also forgot to mention that I am at Highland Glen Park to start the day. So I'll throw that up on screen as well. Added a few more birds onto the list today. Picked up some mallards as the second bird of the year. So of course, I think that was our first bird of the year 2 years ago. So to have a spotted towhee this year as the first bird of the year is pretty incredible in my opinion, especially because I didn't see any birds driving on the way here. I wasn't trying to look. Maybe that had something to do with it. And then also picked up ring-billed gulls as well to add to our list of the day, as well as white-crowned sparrows. So not a lot of species this morning, not a lot of birds, but we're gonna keep going all day and see what birds we can find. Picked up several more species, including, I believe, some species that I may not have gotten on camera last year to start the year. But common raven we picked up. That's a good bird to get early and out of the way for the day. Also picked up some black-capped chickadees. Very cute birds, super happy to have those super early on. Again, these are mostly the species that we came here for. Picked up American robin as well. That's a bird that I didn't get till it was the last bird I got last year on the first day of the year. So happy to get that one early as well. And then lastly, picked up a song sparrow to add to our list for the day. So we're doing pretty good. I'm gonna continue walking back to the car, and then there's kind of like this sweet spot before I meet up with Hawken. I might look up some rare birds in the area, see if I can go chase something cool for the first of the year. Although not a lot's been visiting the state recently, so we'll see what we can find. All right, so wrapping it up here at our first stop today, and we ended this stop with 12 species. I say that's pretty good for freezing cold temperatures and no sunlight. So we ended up picking up some Canada geese flying across the horizon to add to our list for the day. And then we also ended up picking up Woodhouse's scrub jay. Woodhouse's scrub jay is a bird that I wanted to get here, and we hit all of our targets: spotted towhee, Woodhouse's scrub jay. The only thing missing from this spot that I wanted to get was California quail. But we're gonna continue on. I'm gonna look up some rare bird alerts, see if there's anything close by that I could possibly chase to start the new year with. If not, I'll try to get a hold of Hawken and see if we can start on our adventure together. But yeah, let's see what birds we can find. And as always, I will recap the birds that we didn't get on camera, which this time it's only one out of the 12. Northern Flicker didn't get on camera. I'm sure at some point I've filmed one later in the day, so you'll see that up on screen. If not, you'll see prior footage. So again, going to try to find maybe some rare birds in the area. If not, try to meet up with Hawken and start our adventure. But yeah, it's going to be a good day today. 12 birds is seemingly, low, but the species that we picked up aren't bad. And most of what Utah is in the winter is ducks and other waterfowl type birds. So we'll see if we can pick up some of those. We have about 3 stops that we're hitting to try to build up our list for the year. And yeah, I can just feel it's going to be a good day today. I filmed this outside, but audio wasn't working very well. I just got to daybreak at Ochre Lake. It's an absolutely beautiful lake out here. Most of it's frozen, but there's pockets of non-frozen water, and there's some really good species. The problem is I was freezing out there. It's so cold for some reason in this one little spot. Probably because there's like a little cold pocket settled in right around the water, but I'm gonna do a compilation of the birds that I saw here. I'm on my way to meet Hawken right now, so enjoy this compilation and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, so met up with Hawken, who you'll obviously see in the video coming up here, but we decided to hit Farmington Bay and added a new species on the list, the white-faced ibis. So we're gonna continue driving around Farmington Bay here. It's freezing cold, see what other birds we can find. Picked up a really good bird to start the year, lesser blackback gull out on the ice out there. Absolutely incredible. Super happy to pick up that one to start. They are obviously annual visitors, and several of them show up in the state of Utah. Actually, quite a few of them show up in the state of Utah, but they're not necessarily common. So great bird to pick up on the list. We also heard a marsh wren singing or calling from the reeds over there. I'm not even gonna try to get that on camera. That's gonna take too much time. Then lastly, got a northern harrier. Unfortunately, every time I went to film it, it disappeared. So we'll probably see more of those today, but really good start here at Farmington Bay. Let's see what other birds we can find. Like I mentioned, Hawken's here with me to start the new year. Super happy to have him here. It's been a little bit of a break.
Yeah, you had to go to California for some reason, geez.
I will say that we just had a really cool encounter. Just over here, there was a coyote, which is not abnormal for this area, but it was walking towards a northern harrier. Super cool to see. The harrier was on the ground and the coyote came right up to it, and the harrier wasn't phased at all. So coyote came up to it, walked right past it. Pretty cool to see. We also picked up some great blue herons out there as well. So pretty good start to the year so far. Honestly, I'm not going as hard as last year, but I do think I will surpass the 43 birds that I got last year today. I'm not super concerned about that. We'll shoot for 50. Just had a super productive stop out here. We first saw a raft of ruddy duck, so that was really good to pick up on the list for the day. New duck species to pick up. Then we saw very briefly 2 common goldeneye dive below the water. That was cool to see as well. Out in the distance, picked up some northern shovelers, quite a few of them, another new bird for the day, as well as quite a few gadwall out there. And maybe some other birds. If I do see some when I watch back the footage, I'll put it up on the screen. But lastly, way out on the ice is a bald eagle, so that was also really cool to pick up. So some really good birds out here. We've been pretty productive in picking out some birds. Hawken also spotted some lesser scaup, which we picked up earlier today. So really good checklist here at Farmington Bay. It is duck season, so unfortunately these ducks have been pushed around. They're way out in the distance. They're not going to come in close. They're worried about getting completely blown up by us humans, so they're going to stay far away. But we're going to go to a nature center, which is a safe haven for these ducks. There's probably going to be a whole bunch, hoping for some teal species, as we don't have any teal on the day. So stay tuned. Let's see what other birds we can find. Out here at the nature center, adjacent to Farmington Bay, started a new checklist, and we picked up our first R-stamped rare bird of the year, a Say's Phoebe. Now this is a seasonal rarity, so it doesn't necessarily mean that it's super rare or anything, but it's good to pick up this early, 1st of January, Say's Phoebe out of the way. And we got really great views of it. Hawken's taking some pictures right now for the checklist. I got a few photos of my own. But yeah, just an amazing bird to pick up to start this section of our trip. Let's see what else we have down here. I'm hoping for belted kingfisher, but the water is frozen, so it may have moved on to a new area. Picked up really, really good shots of a downy woodpecker on this trail that Hawken and I are walking on. And honestly, I love that bird. Woodpeckers are super cool. Downy woodpecker was a bird I was going to go look for at home if I didn't get it now, but we picked it up, so don't have to worry about that for later. We're going to continue walking along this boardwalk here. It's absolutely beautiful today. Look at the snow, the top of the mountains, really cool to see. And we're going to see what other birds we can find on this trip. Just wrapping it up here at the Farmington Bay portion of our trip today. We saw some really cool species while we were here. Obviously, I didn't get everything on camera. I think I didn't get everything on camera. We'll have to see. It gets hard for me to keep track of what I filmed and what I haven't filmed until I get home. So if I've missed anything, I'll insert myself at the end of each place that we go to and just fill you in on what birds we got that I did not film. Things like European starlings and stuff like that. Did pick up an American kestrel on the post over here, so that's another bird to add to our list of the day. I believe we're close to 40, so we're closing in on my January big day record of 43 last year, and 40 is pretty good for today, especially since it's only like, don't have a watch on, that's awkward. It's only like 1:30. Yeah, what time is it?
1:18.
1:18, thanks Hawken. So seen some good birds so far. We got a lot of time left, probably hoping to break 50 today. All right, I'm in the car because I'm cold. We're on the Causeway now and trying to pick up some cool birds. On the way here though, we picked up 2 new species, American crow on the list, which is awesome, and then red-winged blackbirds as well. So we pulled over to film these birds real quick and picked up 2 new species. So pretty amazing. We're now out here on the Causeway and just picked up killdeer to add to our list for the day. And then a small sandpiper species that I believe is a least sandpiper. Obviously, I'm going to double check, but that is 2 more additional species on the list. We're heading to the bridge up here because the long-tailed ducks and the black scoter are still here, hopefully. So if we pick up those 2 birds, we would have, I believe, tied our big year record from last year, and we just need 1 more species to put us over. So let's see what birds we can find. Picked up another bird for the day, 2 actually, American pipit, finally got those on camera. And then also picked up black scoter, which is still hanging out in the spot where we got it as a lifer last time. So that was absolutely incredible to pick up the black scoter. And yeah, we're having a good day. That was a lifer for Hawken too, so super happy to get Hawken a lifer today. We're gonna drive down here further and see if we can find the long-tailed ducks as well. We're at our next stop today, and unfortunately it's getting cold. It's been a long day so far. I think I'm gonna wrap up the video back at my parents' house, checking out their feeder. Obviously still here with Hawken, but we just found an American kestrel, and obviously we already have that for the day, but these are much better shots of the bird, and it's eating some lunch. So really cool to see this bird and add it to our list for the day. We're gonna drive around Lee Cay. Unfortunately, it looks like most of it is frozen, so that'll limit the amount of species we find here, but I think we're getting really, really close to breaking our New Year big day record of last year of 43. So we're gonna head back around this loop here at Lee Cay Pond, see if we can find anything interesting. If not, I'll head back to the house, drop Hawken off, and finish off the day trying to pick up a few species I didn't get, house finches, house sparrows, and dark-eyed juncos as well. So stay tuned, we'll see what else we can find and what our final number is for the day. So we've had a really productive afternoon here at Lee Cay Ponds. Picked up a few new species, including things like green winged teals got on the list. That's a new bird for the day. We also picked up northern pintails, which we actually spoke into existence. We kept talking about northern pintails, and then boom, there they were. And then we also spoke into existence right behind me, hooded merganser. So that's 3 more additional species to add to our list today. Pretty amazing to see those birds. Those are some of my favorite duck species this time of year, those hooded mergansers. So super happy to see those. We have a little bit more to go here, more ducks to check out up in front. We still need things like common merganser for the year. So we'll see what we can find today, but it's been pretty incredible so far. Right on cue, ended up picking up a common merganser, 2 common mergansers that were just swimming off the shore. So another new bird for the day. All right, so big day is over and it was absolutely incredible. As you saw, we have beaten our New Year big day record, at least by 1 species, but I want to go over a few species that we did not get on camera during the day. When I picked up Hawken, we picked up some of your typical more urban type species. We picked up rock pigeons. We also ended up picking up our Eurasian collared doves there, and we picked up mourning doves there as well. So there's 3 more species on the list when I was picking up Hawken from his apartment in Salt Lake City. Next, at Farmington Bay, we did miss out on a few of those species as well. We missed getting black-billed magpie on camera this year for the first of the year, but what's really, really cool about this is black-billed magpie was my first bird of 2024, and it is unfortunate that we didn't get that on camera to start off the year, but it's still cool to add that one to the list. We also ended up getting American goldfinch. Most of these were flyovers, and there just wasn't a time to get those on camera. And then lastly, we picked up European starlings, which admittedly I kind of neglected, and I just didn't pull the camera out for those. But they're still beautiful birds, and that is another one on our list for the year. One more bird that we got this year was at Lee K Ponds. I pulled out my camera multiple times to try to film this bird, but that was western meadowlark. So I added western meadowlark to the list to bring our grand total to 51 species to start off the year. Absolutely incredible. It was such a great day, especially spending time with Hawken to start off the year. Make sure you go follow Hawken. Links to his channel will be in the description below as always. Let me know in the comments below. How did you start off the year? How many species did you find? Did you go out and bird the first of the year? I know for a lot of you, especially up north, it's way too cold to be out birding, but did you see anything from your window and the warmth of your home? Again, Happy New Year, everybody. That's the last time I'm gonna say that in these videos, but I hope you have an amazing 2025 birding. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope to see you all next time on Bright Eyed Birding.